Would you wait 3 hours in line for a $45 water bottle? Well, across America, rabid fans are doing just that to get their hands on the Stanley Cup. The ensuing chaos has led to viral brawls, hoarding by ruthless resellers, and locations selling out faster than the Super Bowl. But why has this sleek stainless steel bottle recently caused an absolute cultural craze? What does a heritage vacuum flask company have anything to do with Gen Z trends? And how does an item initially collecting dust in 2019 now account for over 20% of Stanley's sales? This video unravels the hidden forces and strategic decisions that converged to produce the most shocking brand turnaround ever. The quencher phenomenon proves companies can capture lightning in a bottle if they understand youth culture as the new kingmaker. So buckle up, because this is the unbelievable yet true story of how one refreshed product sent a mature brand on a wild viral ride to become America's most coveted drinkware. Over 100 years of adventure, innovation, and inspiration summarize the Stanley legacy. It's been quite the journey from a humble vacuum flask in 1913 to a globally recognized brand today. Inventor William Stanley Jr. started it all when he had a light bulb moment, literally. While working on transformers, he realized he could use steel welding to make vacuum bottles instead of glass. This little flash of inspiration paved the way for the iconic Stanley bottle we all know. Stanley bottles have tagged along on World War II bomber planes and explored the deep seas. They've powered modern adventures too, from cooking noodles on camping trips to carrying delicate medical samples. 100 years on, the Stanley bottle continues to be our trusty companion. Now, Stanley has sold more to women than men recently. A 2019 marketing campaign got influencers chatting about their new quencher bottle. It must have worked because sales to women overtook the guys. 275% jump in 2 years. They've even collaborated with Starbucks and country singer Lainey Wilson for limited edition quenchers. It's crazy popular. Those always sell out fast. But the wildest story has to be those Valentine's Day bottles at Target. Lines from dawn, people nearly brawling to grab one, all for a festive stainless steel tumbler. So what led to that moment? And why is the Stanley Cup suddenly so iconic? Let's rewind to the beginning, the year 1913. Young William Stanley Jr. just invented a revolutionary steel vacuum flask. This was big news back then when most thermoses were made of glass and very fragile. William's revolutionary idea was to use steel, making the bottles much more durable for transporting liquids or keeping outdoor workers hydrated. He started production in 1915 and sadly passed away the following year. But an investor takes over, and the innovation continues thanks to engineer Harry Badger. New products keep coming. 1,921 rolls around, and appliance biggie LF&C buys Stanley. A decade later, the operation moves from quaint Great Barrington into LFC's massive New Britain factory. Talk about a serious upgrade. Under Harry Badger's supervision, the 30s to 60s are boom times. Goodies like airline bottles and padded carriers get added to the lineup. Hospitals, railroads, ships, everyone wants Stanley. The 70s simplified things. Redesigned bottles for easy manufacturing now. Later, iconic features like bail handles make way for more practical side handles. Fast forward to when Seattle firm PMI took over in 2002. Manufacturing shifts overseas to China as Stanley enters a global marketplace. Then, in 2016, their new 40-ounce quencher bottle quietly debuted. It takes an influencer boost 3 years later to amplify this unsung hero finally. Over the century, the Stanley vacuum bottle became a staple item for generations of adventurers and outdoor enthusiasts. They built a reputation for making sturdy, dependable products like classic green thermoses, stainless steel food jars, and heavy-duty camp mugs. Their customers were primarily men working or enjoying activities in nature. Stanley was seen as a rugged, masculine brand. Flash forward to around 2016 when Stanley created an innovative new product called the Quencher tumbler. It had a tapered, cup-like design with a handle that could fit into car cup holders and catchy, bold colors. But oddly enough, when it first launched, the quencher just sat there on shelves collecting dust. So, how did Stanley become so popular that people were seen fighting at Target stores to get one? Let's find out. The rise of the quencher. It wasn't until about 2019 that sales started taking off, thanks to a few lucky product placements by a website called The Buy Guide. The lifestyle site featured the quencher bottles in a few posts and influencer pics, and suddenly they became super popular with suburban moms who loved the unique style and functionality. Seeing the unexpected success among female customers, Stanley's leadership decided to rethink their approach with the quencher. They expanded the color options to light blue and soft pink pastels that would appeal to women. They also ramped up their marketing game, running targeted ads on social media and getting the bottles into mainstream retail stores. And that strategic shift paid off. In the first few years, Stanley saw their overall revenues surge from around $70 million annually to over $400 million. Over 10 million quencher bottles have been sold since 2019. It's become their top-selling product, ahead of the classic green bottle, viral sensation on social media. So, how exactly did this 100-year-old household brand have such a massive resurgence with a product that initially flopped? The quencher took off when it went viral on social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Influencer videos showed fun recipes and creative ways to use the cups. Catchy songs and transitions made customized quenchers into collectible items. Hashtags like #StanleyTumbler racked up over 1 billion views. Seeing the free publicity, Stanley raced to roll out limited edition designs in collaboration with brands like Starbucks and Olay, and even musicians like country singer Lainey Wilson. Of course, those exclusive bottles would sell out lightning fast, spurring fear of missing out. Quencher survives fiery disaster. Arguably, the tipping point for worldwide fame was back in November 2022, when a woman shared a TikTok video of her quencher still intact after her car burned to a crisp in a fire. It went highly viral with over 90 million views. The attention was so massive that Stanley's president commented on her video to replace her bottle and her actual car, too. This one incident cemented the product's reputation for being virtually indestructible. Ongoing craze creates frenzy. Cut to today, and clearly the shining star of Stanley's comeback has undoubtedly been the quencher bottles. Their recent collaboration with Target for a unique Valentine's edition caused absolute chaos at stores nationwide. Videos showed frantic crowds rushing to shelves as locations sold out in minutes. Some shoppers reported physical fights breaking out. Many resellers tried flipping the limited cups online for 4 or 5 times their original retail value. While the surging demand keeps the money rolling in, Stanley has their work cut out to keep riding this wave of popularity into the future. They're expanding into customizable options, but also facing copycats. Relying heavily on TikTok opens them up to significant risk if the platform falls out of favor with youth audiences, which I honestly don't see happening soon. But no business owner would be comfortable with a century-old company relying on TikTok for sales. Revitalization efforts in 2020. Stanley's sales were still pretty stagnant in 2019, but that all changed when they hired a new global president in 2020 named Terrence Riley. Riley had previously worked as chief marketing officer at Crocs and helped make their polarizing clogs a viral phenomenon. As soon as he joined Stanley, Riley zeroed in on the untapped potential in the quencher line. First, he focused on expanding the color options, which had been relatively limited. Stanley products traditionally came in that signature hammer-tone green or basic black, a rugged, masculine aesthetic. However, the leadership team realized the quirky-shaped tumblers appealed more to females, so Riley wanted to introduce softer, brighter colors to catch more women's eyes while scrolling through Instagram feeds or browsing store shelves. That year, they rolled out lighter neutrals like cream, rose gold, and desert sage. Testing showed the new shades resonated much more with their target buyers. Next, Riley excited Stanley's marketing game across the board. He brought on digital agencies to elevate their social media presence and run targeted ad campaigns for the quencher. This increased brand awareness beyond just the outdoor enthusiasts who knew Stanley's legacy. His team also made a big retail push meeting with significant chains like Dick's Sporting Goods, Target, and REI to showcase the quencher's sales potential. Armed with the solid revenue numbers from the Buy Guide promo, they were able to land prominent in-store placement right at front entrances rather than tucked on bottom shelves. The aggressive three-pronged strategy was the perfect storm needed to launch the quencher line to new heights. By targeting female customers with relevant visuals and accessibility, Stanley essentially grew their market by 300% overnight. Explosive growth. With this revamped approach focused squarely on the quencher bottles, Stanley saw explosive annual growth over the next few years. Their yearly sales shot up from around $70 million in 2019 to a projected $750 million by the end of 2023, exceeding $1 billion in revenue. A considerable factor driving these insane sales volumes has been viral interest on social media platforms, especially TikTok. Back when Stanley first caught the interest of suburban moms, thanks to the Buy Guide, Instagram was still relatively niche. But in 2020, short-form vertical videos took off, allowing creators to showcase products or ideas in catchy 60-second clips. Sowing the quencher's potential, Stanley partnered with a specialized agency to steer their TikTok strategy. It was an intelligent move because soon, the cups started showing up all over the For You feeds of young female users. Influencers came up with cute packaging ideas for customized orders and trendy accessories to pair with the bottles. Hashtags took off, exposing the quenchers to millions of new eyes. Seeing this free advertising surge, Stanley raced to offer limited edition styles and unique collaborations with brands that would appeal to social media fans. They teamed up with Starbucks, sportswear company Oiselle, and musicians. Resellers made enormous profits by flipping rare finds for as much as $500 each. Then, in 2022, Stanley unveiled an upgraded H2.0 flow-state tumbler model of the popular Quencher series. Changes like a new leak-proof lid design and improved grip made them even more functional and video-worthy. Thanks to a new wave of TikTok unboxings and reviews, sales skyrocketed. So, within a few years, Stanley Quencher has gone from a failing product to its most substantial portfolio offering. It's a pretty fantastic pivot, but can they keep this momentum going strong in the years ahead? Revenue surges. The company saw a massive surge in sales between 2019 and 2023. We're talking about a jump from around $70 million annually to a projected $750 million by the end of this year. Let those numbers sink in. That's over a 900% revenue increase in just 4 years, which is pretty much unheard of. To accomplish something similar, other brands might slowly take decades to build recognition and distribution channels. However, because Stanley products already had strong consumer awareness and retail partnerships, they had the perfect foundation to leverage that untapped demand. And the proof is in the sales. And the Quencher has ended up stealing the spotlight from Stanley's previous flagship item, that iconic green vacuum thermos they're known for. Their classic legendary bottle has been the best-selling single product every year for over a century since its invention in 1913. But in 2021, after just 2 years of targeted promotion for the Quencher, the stainless steel tumblers finally took over the top sales position company-wide. That was the first time any new item had claimed Stanley's sales crown, another testament to the product's unprecedented popularity. The 40-ounce H2.0 flow-state quencher made up 18% of Stanley's total revenue in 2022, buoyed by viral unboxing videos on TikTok. It's unbelievable how one refreshed product accounted for nearly 1/5 of their business so rapidly. A business case study for the ages in terms of staging an epic retail comeback. Car fire goes viral. Now, we can't talk about the Quencher's rise to global stardom without mentioning the pivotal viral moment that seemed to cement them as an unbreakable internet icon. I'm talking about the TikTok video showing a Quencher still fully intact after an intense car fire. Danielle shared footage of walking through her burnt-up vehicle while joking, "Everyone is worried about whether the Stanley survived." She pulls a bright orange Quencher out of the driver's side door, and incredibly enough, it's 100% fine without a single scorch mark. Better yet, she shakes it, and you can hear liquid and ice sloshing inside, even after the extreme fire damage. Talk about indestructible. Quencher 1, car fire 0. As you can imagine, the clip went massively viral across social platforms. I mean, who wouldn't be amazed and impressed to see that level of durability put to the ultimate test? The reach was so great that Terrence Riley, Stanley's president, even posted a response video offering to replace not only her Quencher cup, but the actual car itself, which is just next level. While they likely wouldn't extend that insane offer now, it earned them priceless attention and goodwill with consumers. Thanks to moments like this, plus the non-stop social hype, the Quencher's reputation as the indestructible hydration solution has now clearly been cemented in pop culture. And Stanley owes much of their recent record-shattering success to, surprisingly, a car incident. Sustaining interest. With the revitalization of the Quencher line, Stanley found lightning in a bottle, leading to several years of explosive growth. But the critical question is, how can they maintain that momentum and prevent becoming another passing trend? Well, Stanley is taking a three-pronged approach focused on customization, niche marketing, and expanding their product catalog to back up the Quencher's viral hype. First, they're appealing to social media fans by offering customizable tumblers so people can design their unique Stanley creations. In 2023, they launched a new service called Stanley Customs, which lets you pick custom colors, patterns, text, and more to make one-of-one cups. Exclusive personalization options pique interest all over again for repeat customers and gift purchasers. The unique DIY aspect feeds into trends like Y2K aesthetics and cottagecore style, which helps attract new demographics. Next, while the quencher went unexpectedly mainstream, Stanley will continue concentrating marketing efforts on those clearly defined niche groups that connect most with their durable products. These target segments include outdoor adventurers, sports fans, craft beer drinkers, and busy moms. Stanley likely won't stray too far from that outdoor recreation wheelhouse where their brand identity lies, even with this newfound fame. And finally, the company aims to fuel sustained revenues by steadily expanding its drinkware catalog into related categories. So beyond just tumblers, they'll focus on releasing bottles, mugs, flasks, and coolers that complement consumer lifestyles. This broader lineup exposes new users to the brand, who may buy quenchers as accessories. Additional options also help lock in existing fans for future purchases as their needs expand. Rather than leaning solely on one breakout item, Stanley wants the quencher line to anchor a comprehensive hydration solution ecosystem. This makes them far less susceptible to changing consumer whims. Spurring frenzies. Stanley's revitalized approach with the quencher has also recently produced some unintended frenzies among rabid fans. The first incident occurred in early December 2022, when they partnered with Starbucks on a special holiday edition bottle. The glossy red tumbler with candy cane accents instantly triggered a FOMO social media storm. Unboxing reaction videos showed up across TikTok and YouTube, alerting resellers of the item's profit potential. Once they realized listings were fetching up to $500 each, opportunistic flippers started wiping out Starbucks Stanley inventory everywhere. Some stores had to limit purchases while suppliers struggled to ship more stock to meet the demand tornado. And recently, in early February, another scramble for quenchers broke out tied to a unique Valentine's Day capsule collection exclusive to Target. This bright pink bottle with a white lid modeled their signature styles. Once again, a flurry of viral unboxings alerted audiences everywhere of the launch. Die-hard fans started staking out Targets at openings to grab them, with some stores selling out in literal minutes. Things even got so intense that arguments and near-physical confrontations broke out, according to eyewitnesses. As expected, resellers immediately flooded resale sites, trying to score 3x the retail value from thirsty buyers. Though Valentine's Limiteds are common, this launch just underscored the ravenous appetite for exclusive Stanley releases. Although the same product partnerships may not be repeated, the frenzied episodes show the significant cultural influence and demand that Stanley currently has. So the company is becoming masters at spurring temporary manias, keeping the brand red hot. The lessons learned. Who would have thought a stainless steel tumbler could cause such a craze? Stanley showed us that niche markets shouldn't be underestimated. They tapped into a specific audience that valued quality drinkware for outdoor adventures. With less competition in smaller spaces, creativity flourishes. Loyalty is richer when customers feel genuinely understood. By honing in on particular segments, companies like Stanley shape products to match unique needs. They then enjoy lower marketing costs and innovation opportunities in return. It pays to have your ear to the ground, though. Stanley's data helped them stay agile amidst changes in their niche. Tweaking at the right moments kept their offerings relevant. And by owning those specialized corners, they became trendy brands there. Engagement also matters hugely. Stanley built engagement by consistently improving their tailored products. They won the loyalty and word-of-mouth advocacy. Powerful stuff. Satisfied niche users actively promoted Stanley in their communities, driving repeat sales and expanding their customer base. See how it comes full circle when you combine understanding niche markets, using data wisely, and engaging actively. The three work together to drive sustainable success. Stanley attracted new audiences without compromising their original brand. They were seen as an outdoorsy, rugged, traditional male brand for the longest time. But the desire for their products went far beyond that demographic. So how could Stanley cater to emerging crowds interested in their products without losing their identity? The answer lies in adapting marketing approaches while retaining brand essence. Stanley diversified content and tapped into different consumer segments, especially on social media. But they stuck to showcasing key traits like quality, design, and durability that made their reputation. Customizing the correct elements for new markets did the trick. It was versatility without losing core vision. The iconic green bottle still signals adventure, but new colors and designs make Stanley relatable across lifestyles. Ultimately, the craze showed that winning customers doesn't mean forfeiting your brand's soul. Could these lessons help Black-owned businesses thrive as well? I believe so. Niche understanding enables entrepreneurs to keep providing specialized value amidst competition. Staying genuine to their brand purpose could also resonate powerfully with loyal minority demographics seeking authentic representation. But concurrently, adapting elements like distribution channels and messaging for mainstream adoption could drive growth. It's a balancing act, but small businesses that pull it off successfully could transform into beloved household names one day. I think the Stanley trend teaches us to have conviction in our brand's vision, but be creative in bringing it to life. The world's changing fast. Can we adapt without losing our hearts and soul? We may chart an evolving course if we listen carefully to emerging consumer voices while staying grounded in our roots. One thing's for sure, this stainless steel cup is more than a viral sensation. And that wraps up the wild journey of how Stanley's quencher bottle went from zero to hero in just a few viral years. From strategic business moves to calculated social media stunts, it took the perfect storm to transform this heritage brand into Gen Z's obsession. Stanley's playbook proves that with the right product innovations and marketing tailored to youth audiences, even century-old companies can pull off epic retail comebacks. So let me know what you thought of Stanley's crazy ride to the top. Did you try to get your hands on any of their limited collaborations? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Tap the bell so you never miss out on the following business dissection of an iconic brand making big waves right now. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.